In a world full of delicious beers and awesome breweries in your hometown, you can depend on Neon Pocket Dimension to drink them, to talk about them, all that fun stuff. I'm excited today, baby. Welcome to Neon Pocket Dimension, which I've now said twice. I'm Jacob. As always, I am joined by the other guys. You got Miguel. Yep. He licked the air a little. He stuck his tongue out.
That's me. Yeah. It's a podcast. I always do that.
Well, yeah. Eventually, we're gonna get these pretty soon. I want to get these on an audio feed, so we're gonna get that going. But we also have Zaddy Supreme, Luke Shaw first, the Smasher in Halo Spartan badass Gage.
I believe I'm a.
What are you?
I'm a lieutenant. I'm a lieutenant now.
You son of a bitch! You passed me.
Yeah, I did some gaming last night. You'll be there, no worries.
Yeah.
I think I'm lieutenant, class 3 now.
That's tight, dude.
Pretty cool.
Well, I think that's what we're gonna widen a bit about today. But yes, this is your center for nerdiness. Anything you can nerd out on. For us, that's video games, movies, music. We were just talking about a new album the homie Gage just found. What's the name of that album, dude?
It is called 3D Country by Geese.
Geese.
Geese. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Geese.
He's probably kind of mean, huh?
You would think. It's pretty balls to the wall. I'll give it to you that. So yeah.
Nice. I'm just saying because geese are rude.
They are rude.
Yeah.
They can be, yes.
But you guys remember that Goose game? That was pretty cool.
What was the title of that again?
Untitled Goose.
Yeah.
Hey, I see what you did there. Let us know in the comments below or email us at neonpocketdimension@gmail.com. Let us know what you're nerdy about. Send us a picture about what you're nerding out on. Maybe it's some artwork you got. Maybe did you just drop a bunch of money on a collector's edition or something? Let us know, dude. We love nerdiness here. And we're not going to judge you. That's why we're in a pocket dimension outside of reality where you can be nerdy. Oh, okay. Yeah. By the tribunal. The neon tribunal.
Real life, not here.
The neon tribunal. Today's episode is Miguel. Got to give Miguel credit. It was his idea for us to do a beer episode. And yeah, hey, you could be nerdy about beer. It's called
you can.
Liking Craft Beer. But then I also feel like people are nerdy about the beer that they like if they only drink one. Does that kind of make sense too?
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
But before all the conservatives dropped Bud Light from their life, my uncle was obsessed with Bud Light, literally the only beer he would ever drink, to the point where he would collect all the limited edition cans and shit. That's pretty fucking nerdy. Come on.
So what is he drinking now? I'm out of curiosity.
Well, what's hilarious about it is he started. Well, yeah, I think he has settled on Modelo or one of those Mexican beers. But for a minute there, he was drinking IPAs and stuff, and he never ever drank craft beer. So I was like,
which I find very interesting that they're all.
I know,
because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Modelo right now is the top selling beer in the United States. When most of the people who probably don't stop drinking Bud Light for the reason that they stopped drinking it probably don't like immigrants. And to drink a beer that's
maybe not
in the United States is hilarious.
Do you know what's even funnier is that
owned by
it's also owned by the same company. So
yes,
pierce the veil, man. Don't be a sheep. Drink what you want. Fucking who cares?
What you want, man? Also, I just saw the funniest. I saw this Bud Light commercial the other day that I legitimately thought was a Bo Burnham rip, like making fun of it video. It was literally cold shirt, cold beer. It was so on the nose, and it was just
nice.
Did I say cold shirt? I didn't mean to say that.
You mean wet shirt?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But it was literally just these 4 friends at a country music festival, and they were drinking Bud Light and having a good old American time. And I was like, "Is this real?
Awesome.
This is wild."
Oh, dude,
That's
you know,
hilarious.
while we're chatting, I'll bring up that weird AI generated beer commercial that like is
Oh
super
yeah.
strange, where like the AI just doesn't know how humans drink beer, and so it's just really fucked up looking.
I have not seen
Everyone's
this.
like,
Yeah, I'll
everyone's
find
like
it.
inhaling fire. It's pretty
Yeah,
wild.
it's pretty insane. But Neon Pocket Dimension. We start every episode out with a little segment we call the Wibe New, which stands for what you've been nerding out on. Miguel, you're in the middle, so why don't you go first?
Want me to go first? All right.
Yeah, man.
I've been watching Arnold actually.
Oh,
That limited series. Yeah, I'm like right in the middle of it. It's
cool.
pretty interesting. I forget what he said, but I was like, we need to clip that, and I'll try and remember what it was. This was in the second episode, and I was like, that's just ridiculous. But the fact that he said it, I'll find out what it was. I don't remember. But that's really fascinating. I was happy that they touched on Hercules in New York.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen Hercules in New York, but it's definitely worth a one-time watch with a bunch of friends.
Okay.
It's fucking hilarious.
Is it a movie?
Yeah. It was Arnold's
I'm
first
assuming.
movie.
I'm assuming it's awesomely bad.
Well, that's the movie where they had to they dubbed over him. His English
Oh.
was so bad, so they end up getting like a voice actor to do all the what is it all the dialogue for him because apparently his English was terrible. And it's a terrible movie. At one point, there's a bear in Central Park. It's a guy in a bear suit. It's great. It's just it's terrible. It's worth a watch at least once. So I was happy that they talked about Hercules in New York. Because I wasn't sure if they'd touch on that or not. But
nice.
Overall, it's pretty interesting. I didn't know as much about his early life as I found out, obviously. Like, I didn't realize his brother died in a car accident.
Oh, yeah.
In like his like early 20s or something.
It's pretty depressing.
So I've been watching that. What else?
He was our governor. He was our governor for a while, and I felt mixed about him at the time. But looking back, he's actually pretty all right, and I kind of like his politics these days. So I'm kind of for it.
Quick aside: Mochi Squeeze's nurse license is signed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Well, he was governor.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty badass, actually. I'll give it to you. But that documentary is good. I was watching a bit of it with Joy.
I recommend it. I've been having a good time with it.
Cool.
It's been good. And then what else have I been doing? Oh, I got my PlayStation.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
What?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
But I haven't really played it. I was playing Astro's Playroom a little bit.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
And that's actually quite a bit of fun. I thought it was really it's kind of cool. It's almost like a tech demo for the DualSense, but then at the same time, like, it's still fun. Like, I'm having a good time with it. But I haven't really had time to sit down and play it. I set it up and everything, so that's cool. I'm happy with that. I'm sure there was other shit I did. I never write anything down, obviously.
I always forget to.
And I'm getting ready for D&D, so I need to figure out what we're doing on Friday.
Oh yeah. We got that campaign session coming up Friday. Yes, I've been planning for it. We're in the middle of where we left off is they fought skeletons outside of an abandoned chapel in a forest, and now they have to head into the forest. But two of the players weren't there, so we have to figure out how the fuck they regroup with the group before they walk into the chapel.
Because they weren't there for that.
Yeah. So
yeah. So I've been doing that. What the fuck else did I do this week? I'm sure I did other stuff. Hanging out with the cats as always.
Yeah.
There was I think like 12 kittens.
Damn.
In the kitten room.
Wow.
I almost took one home.
So cute.
But
the sound of a kitten melts me, bro.
No. We might actually foster one.
Aw.
Because Jake made a friend outside.
Oh.
It was like hanging out by the door. So I think he actually wants another cat around, so we might foster one at one.
Cool.
But that's pretty much it. Just hanging out, dude. And, PlayStation, Arnold, working out.
Well, I can't wait for your PS5 update next week.
Yeah, I'll give you a PS. I'll try and play it this weekend. I'll need some time.
Fuck yeah. Great job.
Great job.
I always forget to bring up the soundboard. Thank you. That's why we have the built-in Discord one as well.
Great job.
But what if Jake hates the foster cat? Moji Squeeze asks in the chat.
Battle Royale.
Oh, no. See, that's
fuck.
Well, there is that. And whoever lives, we keep. But
It's the greater cat.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
like if the kit wins, the kit wins.
That's Battle Royale, right?
No.
There can only be one Highlander.
Jesus.
No, but ultimately, I'm thinking like if that's the good thing about the fosters, like if he doesn't like the cat, like he has to go back anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I have to keep him or her.
Them.
Or them. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And then we had an idea of making this kitten an adventure cat.
Oh.
But then Polly Pocket got worried that Jake would get jealous because the three of us would leave and then Jake would be there all by himself.
Pretty sure my cat feels that way every time we take the dog for a California trip and she has to stay alone, and then Miguel drops by to make sure she's alive, and my sister.
So I don't know if we're gonna do that, but I've always wanted an adventure cat, so I'd love to have a leash trained cat that I could take places, or even throw in a backpack. Like I think it would be a lot of fun, but one day at some point, I think.
Gotta train him early.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, I think that's another Miguel episode in the future. Cats.
Yeah, we do a cat episode. That'd be done.
Again, I got a really good bit for that one, so we'll come at it later.
Ooh, can't wait. Gage.
Yes. My nerdings of the week. I started watching the new season of Black Mirror. That's a new one.
Oh yeah.
So far I liked one episode and then didn't love one episode. I've only watched two. But they're both really long. One of them was like almost a movie length. Not quite. It was like a little over an hour. Really good. It was kind of a commentary on like the kind of true crime obsession, and kind of like looked at what it does to. It was interesting. It was not very Black Mirror-y. It was like kind of almost more of like a kind of horror-ish show, and then it was good. I really liked the tone of it. And the other one was very Black Mirror-y, and I liked it and didn't love it. I don't know. I just felt like it kind of, I don't know. It kind of went like over. It was kind of tropey, I guess, is what I felt like. But
Which one was that? I'm sorry.
just the very first episode.
Oh yeah.
Of the season.
Yeah, that one was not so great.
It was alright, but it was like it felt like Black Mirror, the Black Mirror. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Do you know the one with the demon?
Yeah,
that's the one we didn't like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I feel that. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
okay, go on. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I liked the demon, like the actor. I like the actor. I like the character of the demon. I like to see that actor in more things, but didn't like that out of all of them.
Feel that. But that's cool. You know, I'm down. I can only like watch one Black Mirror at a time, kind of, because it makes me a little depressed otherwise. So, just been moving it through that slowly. But
I can't do that shit.
Yeah.
It's just mainline. Just go for it.
Yeah, I felt really weird after we mainlined that show for 2 days.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I wish there was more. I think it's fucked up, but in like a way that I like. But that's just me. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was great.
There's some other kind of decent anthology shows that are kind of similar to that. There's a Philip K. Dick anthology show that you might like. That's kind of Black Mirror-y. I forget what it's called.
Is that on Prime?
I think it's on Prime. Yeah.
Let me see.
I think I know what show you're talking about. I just don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it's a little more psychedelic than it is like dystopian, but it's still a little dystopian, you know.
Electric Dreams?
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Cool.
If you're looking for something Black Mirror-y, and then also it's a little bit different because it's animated, but Love, Death, and Robots is kind of fun if you want some short.
Still on my
anthology
list. Yeah.
I kind of fell off of that. I didn't finish the first complete season of it. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like that.
Some of it's cool. I mean, I think with all those anthology shows, like, they're not so much of a time sink, so like if you just want something to watch for 15-20 minutes, they're pretty worth it, you know.
I recommend Creep Show on Shudder.
I
don't have Shudder, but that's cool.
Are they making a new Creep Show?
Yeah, it's a show. It's like a full-on show. There's a bunch of seasons. It's like 4 or 5 seasons, I think. Maybe it's 3, but I feel like it's 5. I could just look that up. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's. Well, anyway, so that's Black Mirror. But then I started playing, or I continued playing Planet of Lana, and that game is just gorgeous, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's a really good kind of palate cleanser from all the Zelda I've been playing, even though actually they kind of have similar art styles in some sense. But just the gameplay wise, it's just like nice to kind of just do a little 2D mellow puzzly side scroller. And actually Aishu started playing through it with me now, so we're kind of switching off on the sticks.
Cool.
So I'm excited about that because I love when she gets into games, and she played it inside all the way through. So that's cool. This is obviously a similar vibe.
Yep.
Miguel, did you finish it, or are you still playing it?
I did. No, I finished it.
Nice, cool. Well,
it's pretty
I'm
short.
excited.
I just actually downloaded Ramble.
Oh,
Which looks like
yeah,
a game that I like to play, so I'm gonna play that.
Steven highly recommended that shit.
Yeah, so that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I saw it on the thing, and I was like, cool. Planet of Lana is definitely worth your time. A lot of fun.
Nice, cool.
So
sweet. I saw Bramble also. I highlighted that. I was like, that looks pretty cool. So now that there's more Rex, maybe I'll go for it. And then Jacob and I have been jumping in back into Halo Infinite. Season 4 now is happening. Actually, that little piano key would be pretty good for the soundboard. But yeah, it's just gonna make me want to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, Marty
but
O'Donnell.
Just the little piano. Anyway, so that's been really fun. I mean, it's
great.
I don't know. It feels like Halo. Like, can you imagine if like the multiplayer suite just came out the way it is right now? Like when it was like the Halo would be the biggest shit. It's like it's so fun. There's
you're absolutely right. Yeah,
there's so many good game modes, and right now like you can totally hop between like serious competitive, like intense, like nail biting shooter action and like goofy, more like just kind of play around and chaos maps. Like it's really fun. And the new map that dropped yesterday is really fun. I really like it.
Cool. You know, it's a remake of the Market or whatever. It's a Halo 5 map.
Cool.
Remade.
Oh. Yeah, it looks Plaza? A lot different, but I guess it's the same structure.
So yeah, it's like Plaza or Market. It's got a name like that. Anyway, maybe it's a beloved
maybe Plaza.
Map. Yeah.
But I really like it. It's kind of chaotic. Like there's a couple. It's kind of there's a lot of verticality, so you're always kind of on top of each other. But then there's this one kind of middle section that just turns into like the death trap. Like if people are fighting in there, it's just nuts. But if you can kind of control the wings, like there's some really good sight lines, and they have an event going on right now that is like one of the modes in the event is called, it's like a strongholds thing where you have to hold the 3 bases in it, and that level works particularly good for that mode, I think. So that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so the 2 new levels, the forest is the other one. Is it called Forest? I think it's Forest, right?
I think you're right. Yeah.
And that one's really gorgeous. Me and Jacob were playing. We were both kind of tripping on like how good it looked. It like didn't really look like Halo.
Yeah. Dude, the textures are fucking incredible in Halo, especially on these newer maps. Although the one that you were just mentioning, the remake, is made within Forge, which is the player accessible map maker within the game. It's just the devs of the game are actually making that. So interesting.
That's cool. I mean, if it lets them pump out more maps like more regularly, then I'm all for it. That's cool.
That's the idea, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's been fun. I've been having a good time, and I like the leveling system now. Like
so good.
Getting experience for your participation in the map or in the mode and stuff. Like how good you do directly like conflates to how much experience you're getting per round, which is cool. But then there's also challenges, like especially for events, there's challenges, which is cool. Yeah, the armors this season on the battle pass pretty cool. I don't know, just all in all, I'm feeling really positive about the whole thing.
Season 4 is a really good season. This update was great, and biggest part of it for me, finally fixed my laptop issue, whatever they did. When I would try to load into a game, like the game itself would load just fine, but like trying to load into any match, it would get halted at a certain percent. for like literally 5 minutes. So everyone in that game would just sit there waiting for me to load into the game for 5 fucking minutes every time. And so then I just wouldn't play it, you know? I haven't been playing Halo at all this whole time. Because I've had it on the Xbox, which is great, but it's so much easier for me to just, you know, like boot up the laptop and just jump into some games really quick. And so, you know, I've been playing, I think I've played 3 fucking nights in the last 7 days, which is crazy for me to play that much Halo. So I've been absolutely loving it. And then just quick thing with the Social Slayer, like you're saying, the wackier modes, they just added another Social Slayer thing called like it's like Mini Spartan or something like that. And it literally shrinks down the Spartans like to 1/5 the size, but like the guns are the same size and you're like tiny. So there's just a bunch of tiny Spartans running around the map. I swear to God, like I'll bring up the trailer, you know, but it's so fucking funny.
That just kind of reminds me of like GoldenEye's all the fucking weird modes in GoldenEye.
Weird modes, totally. Time Splitters was always had weird modes like that too. Or big head mode, obviously, but then they had miniature mode too, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to find because I kept seeing it on Twitter. But like, yeah, it's just so funny. I'll look it up at some point.
That's cool.
Do you have anything else?
But yeah, that's pretty much my vibe news. So I'll pass it off to you, Jacob. But yeah,
cool.
You know, continuing to go on Zelda, but I think that's just gonna kind of be a really slow chip away game. I'm playing it in such small segments that it's like I'll probably be playing it for the rest of the year, honestly.
Zelda question: how many temples are down for you?
Still one, and I think I'm at like 45 hours.
Okay.
I just haven't been doing them. I've been doing.
Yeah.
I got all the great fairies now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of the depths uncovered. I've been doing a ton of the depths. I just did a couple of arenas down there that were really fun.
Do you find the battery upgrader guy?
Yeah, I've been.
Okay.
My batteries are a lot better.
Yeah.
Or like I think I have 2 full batteries. Oh, maybe 3.
Yeah, because if you're in the depths, you get that zonite stuff, which you can then turn into the material you need to upgrade your batteries or whatever.
Yeah, and then I've just been doing all of the stable quests.
Finish
like
those.
The Gazette ones. Yeah, I think
finished
I'm on
them all.
the last one right now. So I don't know, it's just fun. I've been doing all that stuff, and I'll probably go into the temples and be all OP, which is fine with me. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of made it my quest to sort of focus on those. Well, the first thing I did was I hit all the towers, uncovered the whole map. Just did that immediately as soon as I possibly could, and just use like vehicles to just fly, like just to cover a lot of ground. But that first temple gets you like you can tackle the temples in any order that you like, which is cool. I mean, the first game did that as well, so it really is open as fuck, this game. But they do suggest one temple for you to go to first, so if you do that one, it gives you a really useful ability, and that really helped me. It's probably the one you have. I just don't want to spoil anything.
It is.
Yeah. But that really helped me get around faster. I'll just say it that way. And that's how I was able to just like hurry up and knock those towers out. Today, well, first of all temples done.
Wow.
Yeah, all done. I've gotten to the point now where they're like, go to the castle. I'm like, all right, stop. Everybody stop now. Now we're going to go back and do everything else. So that's where I'm at. But the big thing that happened for me, and I mean, now we're in my wife new. Kokiri Forest, it was a bitch to figure out how to get in there, but I finally figured it out, and I'm super happy. And so now I'm just like, I'm staying in there until I finish everything in there, because I've been trying so hard to get inside that place for such a long time. I just like literally kept going back and being like, why can't I get in here? What's happening? And it finally clicked, and I was like, oh, duh. So there you go.
Nice. That's hell yeah. I also one last thing that I did that was fun was I did this game's version of Eventide Island, which was really cool.
Oh yeah.
That I just like the twist on it and stuff. It was cool. Yeah, good stuff. So.
Yeah, that was fun. When I did that, I just happened to be in the area, so like I just made myself a boat, went over there, ended up going to like the last part of Eventide Island beforehand. And I was like, how do I get in this door? And like, that was the one and only time I ever looked up a guide, because I was like, I can't understand this. And they're like, basically they're saying, do the rest of the island first, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, oh, okay, whoops.
But yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. I like the pirate element of that part of the map. It's cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's loud.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, that was loud. Yeah, no, it's a good time, man. I'm playing that game. Basically, I'm playing that game on the toilet, right? Number one.
The ripping and the tearing.
Yep.
The ripping and the tearing.
Perfect timing. I'm playing that game when walking on the treadmill, right? I just detach the two, whatever, nunchucks. I can't ever remember what they're called. Joy-Cons. Jesus, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm on the treadmill, walking away, playing Zelda. It's a good time. And I play it on my lunch breaks, and sometimes on the couch when I'm just lazy and sitting there. So that's how I'm like able to get through so much, because it's like my in-betweener. But I'm definitely taking my time with Zelda, but I'm also playing it a lot. So it's a great game to have when you're not at your console or your PC or laptop. Like honestly, I mean it could look better on a TV, but like. It only goes up to 1080p, so it like almost feels like why not just play it handheld 720? You know, it's the simplicity of the Switch. That's kind of the whole good thing about it. But you know, we might be getting another Switch really soon, like next year or 2025. It's kind of they're starting to talk about it, so it's really interesting stuff there. What else have I been doing? Diablo 4. I've gotten to level 51 now, so now I've completed the campaign. I'm in the end game. Didn't know what the fuck glyphs are, but I have some, so maybe I'll figure that out. I got some Paragon points. I'm in World Tier 3, which is Nightmare. Shit is crazy. I almost died a bunch yesterday, but only died once. So that was good. It's really a nail-biter. I'm using the Bone Spear build as a Necromancer. So just like tons of crits left and right. I can melt enemies pretty quick, but like they're starting to catch up to me because I think like I need to start getting better gear and stuff. But right now I'm in the point where I'm just like running side quests because if you do like enough stuff in a zone, it builds up your reputation, and then you're able to unlock like rewards like extra skill points for the skill tree, which you can't get from leveling, just from rep, as well as like extra potion charges. Which in this game, you don't pick up potions as items. They're just like charges. You can pick up charges, but, you know, there's a maximum amount. I think I'm up to 9 now. So a little Diablo talk for you. Loving the fuck out of that game. Really good. I also have Final Fantasy 16, which I'm trying to also play in between all this bullshit. So whenever I have access to the TV and I'm feeling up to it, I'm putting that game on, and probably I'm only able to play it like half an hour to an hour at a time, but really loving that game so much. It's looking incredible on the 4K big TV downstairs. Just man, and the acting's great. Like I want to like also play it with Joy in the room, like on like easy story mode, just so she can watch the story itself. And like some of the battle, like I don't want to spoil it, but the battles are just fucking so crazy. This game is a cinematic experience, like through and through. It is like watching Game of Thrones, but it's also like watching the best action film you've ever seen. During the action scenes, it's just like fucking badass, and the music is like pumping. There's a lot of references to old music from older Final Fantasy games. Like I love it so much. A lot of people online don't like it, but what do they like? They don't like fucking anything. So fuck them. It's a good game.
That's weird. I haven't really seen a lot of negative stuff about it, but
so many people. It's either the Xbox fanboys, which I am a fanboy of Xbox, but like I'm not gonna shit on a good game. Like grow the fuck up. Whatever.
No, I just wish I could play it. That'd be really nice. But
that's the correct thing, unless a game like that doesn't interest you at all, in which case fine, whatever, but don't just shit on stuff just to shit on it because you're a fucking loser. It's a lot of people online. And then the other group of people who are shitting on it are like, well, it's not RPG enough. And I'm just like, all right, I mean, whatever, sure. People just gonna bitch and moan no matter what happens. But I'm loving it. It's a great game. I recommend it. Miguel, he'll get to it eventually.
I will get to it eventually, yes.
God of War Ragnarok is going to take you a long fucking time, from what I've heard. But it is really good from what I played, too. So, and then what else did we do? What else did we do, Mochi? Fuck. We watched something. Oh, The Bear Season 2? Fire. Great show. Can't recommend it enough. Definitely get on there. Watch The Bear. If you haven't seen one episode, please watch The Bear. It is straight up. There's a lot of vibes of what it really feels like to be in a kitchen, in a lot of forms across the two different seasons. Well, okay, I guess Miguel doesn't like The Bear.
No, I don't. It's not that I dislike The Bear. Just the kitchen seems sad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's intense, but yeah, that anxiety of like, or like the kind of, it really captures the like, how anxious and hectic it can be, but also kind of satisfying when you finish a shift like that and you got through it and you're like, fuck, we did that shit, you know what I mean? and that's a really gratifying thing. I used to work in a restaurant that was in New York that was like, really rigid like that and really intense. Well, and like fine dining type of shit, and it was stressful, but it was cool when you finished the shift. You're like, yes.
Oh yeah, and then you have some drinks and shit. I don't know the name of that actor, but I like him a lot. He's great in that show.
The guy from Shameless.
Lip, yeah.
Yeah, it's Lip. I was actually just making a joke. Just like, what's the name of the bear?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you talking about that Grizzly movie? Because that's not funny.
No,
okay, that's really fucking dark. But no, just my final thoughts on the Bear show itself. I think what it does best is it feels genuine. It feels like these people are real and they're having real conversations. It doesn't feel like you're watching a show. You just feel like you're watching people live their lives, and for better or for worse, like that's what you got, and it's so awesome. And there's just a lot of really cool aerial shots of Chicago, and it's just a gorgeous city with a lot of cool buildings. So dope as fuck. Not to mention there's food in there, and it's fun to watch people cook, and that food's delicious. But yeah, again, pretty sure there's probably more. You were talking about the XP system for Halo. There's also a rank system tied to that XP system. I don't think we said that. And Gage is now higher ranked than me. There's some shit I gotta outrank him.
Remedy.
But damn, that's the thing we need for Halo to really like. Oh man, I gotta keep leveling up. I gotta get to that next. I gotta get to silver. It'd be like a silver cadet, man. Give me that shit. All right, that's enough for.
Pretty good.
It's enough for this wide news stuff. It's enough nerding out on what we're normally nerding out on. Oh, except for the fact that yes, in case anyone's wondering, I have started watching One Piece, and yes, I'm on episode 53. So,
cruising right along.
Yeah, already at 53, and only a 950 to go. What'd you say?
Yeah.
So 10 years from now, you'll finish it.
Well, you can do the calculations. It's been about a week, 50 a week. That's not bad.
Yeah,
all right,
that's pretty good.
Until I run out of the dubs, and then it'll be harder to watch, and then it's going to take longer. So, okay. Let's talk about beer, boys.
Beer.
All right, so first things first, what kind of beers do you guys like? Just like, what do you gravitate to first, do you think? Or is it like a combination of, is it like something that you want at a certain time? You know what I mean?
I was gonna say it honestly depends on the mood.
Yeah.
Like I go through stages.
What's your summer phase? I guess is my question.
I don't really have a summer phase. It all just kind of happens at the same time.
Okay.
If that kind of makes sense.
So you could have like a stout right now in the hot
I
sun.
can drink whatever, as long as that's what I want. Right? Like,
I see.
More of a mood of the day type of thing, yeah.
Yeah, like
nice.
or I guess it kind of comes in seasons, but it's not because of the season. Let's put it that way.
Okay, I see.
Like maybe I'll just be drinking nothing but Mexican beers, and I'll be like, oh, let me get some IPAs or something. And I'm sick of the IPAs. And then I move on. Like, I'm sick of Mango Cart. So I kind of am sick of Mango Cart because I've been drinking it so much.
You've been drinking a lot of Mango.
Beer.
Yeah, it is a good beer.
I do get sick of even really good beers where I'll be like, okay, I can't have any more of that because I've just been on a kick for too long. I do go in a little bit more phases. I feel like I have a couple things. I've got like the big wave of like my life where I've gone through different phases of beer, and then in that there's like some smaller wavelengths of like some kind of more rapid, like trends. Like I
Mhm.
used to be really, really into like the heavy IPAs. I live in the Pacific Northwest, which is like kind of OG IPA country for sure. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously, India, but you know,
Yeah.
It's in the abbreviation.
yeah. but I mean,
Thank you,
like
India, for like a
but the
delicious
Pacific,
beer.
and it's actually the British who really did. Anyway, if you want to get
Yeah, it
into
was a
IPAs,
but we can get into that if you want.
We
A little
could.
bit of a history.
You could do a
but
little history.
but I was big on like the double IPAs and like the more IBUs the better for a while, and I was really into like that kind of stuff. And then I don't know, I moved to New York City, and in New York City there's really like pretty lager culture, and like it's a lot
Mhm.
more like um lighter kind of drinkable summer day beers, or like the kind of classic like Yinglings and you know. So there wasn't a lot of great IPAs around there. Goose Island is the only one that really comes to mind of local stuff.
We went to
Um,
the brewery.
Brooklyn Brewery is great, but again, their IPA, I don't really like it. It's like whatever. Anyways,
No,
I just
we went to the Goose Island Brewery in Chicago.
oh nice.
Did you
That was
take a
cool.
tour?
No, we couldn't take a tour that day. It actually was raining when we showed up.
Fucking,
Why
I
did I
love
think Goose
breweries.
Island was? Why
I
did I think Goose
know.
Island was New York local? Is it
No,
Chicago?
it's from Chicago.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's Chicago.
literally, there is an island in Chicago called Goose Island.
Nice.
It's based on that. I think they do have
They-
one brewery there, but the other one was in the city. That's the one we went to.
Got it. They must just have like a tap room in Brooklyn, because I went there
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
I thought it was the actual place, but I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I was really into like IPA kind of stuff. Then when I moved to New York, I just got out of that phase, and I've never been able to get back into that phase again. So I really almost never drink IPAs. Some hazies occasionally, but I'm not a fan anymore.
Well, if you hung out with me, you'd probably be drinking a lot of IPAs because I buy them all the time. And yes, that's probably my favorite beer to buy typically. However, damn, do I love an amber. Like if there's a good amber, I typically gravitate toward it. Right now, I'm drinking Alaskan amber, which is always available
like
for me.
that.
Looks great. Let's get a good shot of this here. Let's see. Can I? How's that look? Can you see? Ooh, I
Yeah.
can see my face. Can you see my
Yeah,
face?
nice. I can see your face. I see you.
It's really good, but there was some really good ambers in Ireland when we went.
I'm sure.
I think it opened my eyes a bit to like how like a good British amber, and so now I'm always seeking out like really good ones. And Alaskan's one of my favorites. One of my favorite beers of all time, which I'm always drinking. You guys know this. Pizza Ports, their amber ale, which fuck, I forget the name of it, but it's that green can. Pizza Port, San Diego, I think. I'll look that up.
Yeah, you should probably look that up.
Yeah, I know.
I'm really into like I've been really for the past like couple of years I've been really into like more of the European, like the Belgians and the Box,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like I've been a big Heffenweizen guy, and Saisons, and like some good pilsners. Like I don't know, I've been gravitating more. It's because they're a little lighter and a little easier to drink, but still can be really flavorful, and they're not like. I love a Mexican lager for just drinkable whatever, but like to get a little bit something like a little more interesting, like going that way has been my vibe.
Yeah, like I agree with that. Like when I feel like I don't want like a whole lot of flavor, but I still want to drink a beer, I go to a nice Mexican lager.
Yeah,
Oh
totally.
yeah, those are always reliable.
They're fucking amazing. They're great.
Oh yeah, and I usually squeeze a lime in it, and then it's just so refreshing. You're like, oh yeah.
That is good. Well, I mean, we're talking summer, right? So that's a great summer beverage right there. I mean, for me, so is an IPA in a glass. That's very.
Well, I was gonna say you could
refreshing.
drink almost anything, man. Like
I don't know. There's
it's
something
out right now. I don't care.
there's something about a lighter beer that's just like a simple taste, something crisp, something gold and like really see through. That for me is very summer. Like, and you get a lot of those. Like people are like, oh, here's the summer blonde or the summer lager, right? So you get a lot of that stuff. And for me, like IPAs fit in that box too. Although they are year round. But I'll tell you what, Chronic Ale is the name of that beer. And then
Cool.
I like it. I don't know where it is.
That's on brand for you.
Yeah, it is. So you know how much I like weed. Dude, what about a weed infused beer? I would drink that like a hemp beer. I think they'd make hemp beers actually.
They do.
They probably do make hemp beers. There's a Lagunitas. They can't. Right now they're not allowed to legally sell weed products with alcohol in them. Because of it's like the Four Loko thing or something.
Whoa.
The effects of it or whatever are not regulated properly.
Yeah.
But the hi-fi does get you high, and it is so awesome. I love those things. They sell them at the head shop, not head shop, whatever you want to call it, dispensary right near my house, and they're awesome. Yeah. They taste like kind of like the hot waters if you ever had those. So they have a beer taste to them, but they're like a little bit like.
Seems like a seltzer, right?
Kind of, but they taste like hops, so they definitely taste like more like a beer, which is good. I really like them. They're really tasty.
This is straight up like I just found the hi-fi page right when you started talking about it. It was like perfectly timed, and I have to say this video is pretty cool. It's like automatically playing.
Cool. I really like there's the CBD THC like a half and half ones, and those are really nice because you can drink one and you don't get like super ripped. You're kind of just like chilling. Yeah. Get a little stony. But then there's like 10 milligram ones, and those will get you pretty high if you drink one fast.
Nice. Oh, I mean, I've never done like the tincture thing yet. You know what I mean? So like, I haven't done any kind of liquid high yet. I mean,
liquid,
right? But I don't know any quotes from Liquid Snake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, gamers.
I was gonna go liquid drum and bass.
Oh. That's a little liquid right there. There'd probably be some kind of like awesome chill synth in the background, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Belgian style ales, I mean Duval's really great. That's one of my faves. Delirium Tremens, that's a great one.
Love that.
Any triple, like any Abbey, like what's that one? The Abbey, Saint Benedict or Benedicta. I fucking can't remember.
Yeah. Totally.
Saint Bernard. He's not a dog.
Maybe. And then there's like a Chevelle. Well, was it Chevelle?
Duval.
No, Duval. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Here's another one, and I bought this from Miguel and I the other night when we were hanging out. I don't know if you've had this one, Pirot.
Oh yeah, I love Pirot. It's awesome.
Pirot. That's another really good one. And I'm with you. I really love a triple. I love that stuff, man. It's so good. I'm gonna pour this in a glass right now so you can see. It's harder to pour.
It's adjacent to this. It's not exactly that, but I don't have anything that quite fits the description. So this is a Sonoma County hen house brewery. It's a saison. I'm gonna try a little bit of that.
Sweet. So yeah, that's another. I'm still talking about summer, Miguel, right? Sours, saisons, right? I mean, it's like having a lemonade, right? No.
I mean, it depends. Like I said, I'll drink anytime. Like, I don't care. Like, if I'm in the mood for a sour, I'll drink a sour. At this point, I need to go get another beer because I'm out.
Yeah.
So, go to it.
Go do it up. Yeah,
that's delicious.
I'm not arguing to say like these beers aren't appropriate in other seasons. I'm just saying like during those seasons, typically those beers come out, and when you drink them in the hot sun, it's refreshing.
Like drinking a mojito in the middle of winter. Don't get me wrong, you can do that.
You can, yeah.
But it tastes good. It tastes really good in the summer. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of like those for winter, like those stouts and porters and stuff are kind of nice because they kind of warm you up inside. They're kind of desserty.
Mm-hmm.
And they just feel like, I don't know. They feel right when it's like snows outside and you're like, yeah, let me get this like kind of bready, like hot, heavy beer,
Yeah. Like Sam Adams Winter Ale. It's like one of my favorite winter drinks there. It has that. It has those notes of like spices of the season too. Like there's cinnamon in there, a little bit of this and that, and it is on the heavier side. It's on the darker side. The hops and stuff, or the what's the word? The malts are more roasted.
I like darker, a little roast, a little nutty.
Yeah, a little bit of nut in there.
We're just getting gross with it. It's good. No, but it's true. That's when I crave those types of beers these days. There's a really good beer bar downtown here in Arcata called Dead Reckoning, and it's like just all like it's like 40 taps or something, and it's they always have they have kind of sections, like sour section, whatever. And I will say like I always get really small pours of it because I just can't do too much of these. But like going over to the porter section, the stout section, and getting like some small 6-ounce pours or whatever, and trying them out, like you get really cool flavored beers for sure.
Awesome. That sounds great. There's a kind of a place here that Mochi Squeeze discovered that we still have to go to. Miguel, we got to go there. I'll tell you later when we look it up. Maybe Joy's listening right now and she'll call it out.
Yeah, where is it, Joy?
Dude, it's right next to where I work. Like literally like right across the street or like right down the street. But I do want to address Polly Pocket in the chat says, I like Belgian lambics. So here's a Belgian lambic.
I like a lambic, a framboise.
Yeah, the framboise. Those are pretty good. I remember having a memory of Mochi Squeeze's mom. One time when we went down there to visit them, and or maybe they were here. I can't remember exactly, but we definitely bought her one of those framboises, and she drank it, and she kept saying, "This is really good." So yeah, those are good. They're on the sweet side, of course, just like shandies, porch rockers, all those types of things. They're all really good. I typically don't like all the sugar.
Really try it out.
Just like there's these Cali Creamin' beers I got a sampler of. I don't really like them. I feel like there's just a little too much sugar in there.
1 second.
Oh, no worries. But they are smooth. They're good. I could see them being a really good, and I don't mean this in any condescending way. I just mean knowing how I was when I was younger, but baby's first beer, right? After you turn 21, I feel like Cali Creamin' would be great if you're 23 to 21 range. We're just first starting to discover what beer tastes like.
Which brings me to maybe we should kind of wind the clocks back a little bit and talk bad beer, or the beers that we grew up drinking and partying with a little bit when we were younger.
Sure.
Well, I want to go back to those fun malt liquors. You guys ever do the Mickeys or the Steel Reserve, the 211? That's some nasty shit right there.
Dude, I never got into Steel Reserve, but my dad had this phase where he was acting like a hobo, and he was only drinking fucking Steel Reserve all the time. And he's it's great. It's really high percentage and it's cheap. And I'm like, Dad, that tastes like shit. But hey,
it's terrible.
You're just trying to get fucked up, so it's okay.
I mean, my version of that was Four Locos back in the day. They're still around, but not full of the energy drink that they used to be.
Guarana and everything that they had.
So do you guys remember Sparks?
I do. I used to fuck with Sparks when I used to rave.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Yeah, Old English. Yeah. You guys ever have the Old English where you put a little orange juice in there?
It's called a Brass Monkey. Yes,
there
indeed,
you go.
I have.
Thank you. Yeah.
This is a little embarrassing story about me in high school.
Monkey, that funky monkey. Sorry.
I was on Accutane for acne, which is a really fucked up acne medicine that they for some reason give to people, even though the side effects are way worse than what acne is. It totally taxes your liver. Your liver pretty much is constantly being bombarded by that stuff. And I didn't really kind of equate, because I was in high school and I was a dumb kid, that if your liver is already really taxed and you get drunk, bad things are gonna happen. So there was a 4-week period in which every weekend that I went out and partied, I would just fucking spew my guts out consistently, and so everyone thought I was bulimic. Because I would just constantly have to go puke. And they were and I was like, what? No. I just can't handle alcohol right now. But yeah, Accutane is terrible. Don't do it.
I remember being on that.
It got rid of the acne though, right?
Yeah. It gave me chronic joint pain for years.
But it worked.
It did do what it did do.
My brother was on Accutane, so
there you go.
I had really bad acne too, and I'm really lazy with medication, so I kind of barely took it. And what helped me was just not touching my face anymore. Yeah. I'm probably just getting to a certain age. But damn, I had
I think
acne
it was
for
all hormonal for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like 4 years of my life, 5 years, something like that. It's rough. It was the acne boy.
Not fun. Not fun
No.
for sure.
Man.
But yeah, so bad
Really
beers.
winding-
And then I was just
Really winding
was
back
just
the
talking-
time, right?
I know that was really old school, but I was thinking about it. You know, like someone left. We had a little party post this festival called Oyster Fest up here. We had some friends over, and someone brought a 24 rack of PBR over to my house, and I just hadn't drank PBR in forever, and it was like kind of a bummer because I had all these leftover beers at my house, and I was like, what am I gonna do with these? And yeah, I don't know. I have this like kind of negative connotation with PBR just from drinking a ton of them in like college and after high school. And
Come on, PBR is good.
PBR is
It's
not
alright.
bad. Yeah.
A shit beer.
Yeah,
Like
it's,
here's the thing,
It'd be like my version of drinking a Bud Light. Give me a PBR.
it's sure,
okay,
yeah,
fair, yeah.
yeah. No, it's ultimately not bad. It's just I feel like I have this weird negative connotation in my head about it.
Yeah.
But you know, if you drink one, you're like, oh, that's pretty drinkable. It's fine.
I'm just playing the sample because I like it.
I think it was her grandma's dog.
I think it was too.
I need more samples. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna get the sample for the soundboard of Steve Downs just saying, "Finish this fight" or something like that. We gotta get Master
Oh,
Chief
yeah.
in there, dude.
It's Steve Downs' birthday today.
I know. Cheers to Steve Downs for being one of the most iconic video game voices out there. And I don't know if he's done any other roles, but cheers to you, buddy. Happy birthday.
I need a weapon. He's I forget what he's like got some other profession that he's really good at or something, or I don't know, but yeah.
Well, he is a fucking legend.
He's like I think he was like a Marine or something. He might have been like a career soldier guy for a while.
Dude, imagine being like on the battlefield and then that's the voice you hear commanding you, like in real life. That'd be wild. Maybe just don't die.
That'd be pretty wild.
Just don't die. So yeah,
She asks a question.
what was everyone's very first beer? So like I'm pretty sure I drank a beer as a baby, you know, as like a little baby kid, like 3 years old or 2. It's a Mexican thing, you know. It's all those. It's just what we do.
Sure.
It's probably Bud Light. I don't know. Yeah, Tecate, Miguel says. What about you?
My dad was really into Sam Adams. He used to always have Sam Adams in the house, and I'm fairly certain like, you know, it was like we were probably like watching football, and he's like, "Have a beer, son." When I was probably like, you know, whatever, like still young, but not like a kid.
Yeah.
I might have had a sip of booze when I was younger than that, but I don't really remember. Yeah.
Yeah. 5 or 6, along with my first cigarette.
Oh shit.
Nice. Partying.
I'm sure it did not taste good.
My grandpa's like, "Here you go."
Hell yeah, it's the grandpa
I
suite.
remember
You got the full grandpa suite.
That's awesome. My first time I ever got drunk was off blueberry schnapps.
There you go.
I could see that.
I think we talked about this. I don't know if it was on Odd Valley. Make sure you check out Odd Valley. Google that shit. Odd Valley is another podcast we do. The first time I ever really got super drunk was that I can remember was we were having screwdrivers, and I was like maybe 13. Yeah. And thanks for the plug in the chat there, Gage. Yeah.
Chia.
You know, but I don't know, you know, every like holiday or so, like after I got to a certain age, I would have like maybe a shot with the fam or something here and there, you know. It's just how it is, man. Sometimes I wonder why I like alcohol these days. It's because I've had it through the years.
We used to go snowboarding with my friend's dad, and every time he was like a really good snowboarder too, and you know, we could pull our weight, and so we'd go on really hectic like backcountry runs together. If we like made it out alive and all that kind of stuff, which we did obviously, he'd give us a shot of Jaeger. That was his drink on the mountain. He liked a flask full of cold Jaeger.
That's rough, but
go.
also I would take a swig right now.
Yeah, it puts curlies on your beanbags. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'd rather do wild turkey at that point. If I want curlies, give me wild turkey.
Oh, I will.
There's something about Jaeger that is just not good.
I mean, you know, whiskey is the water of life, Ishkabaha. But I should shout this out. My grandpa's liquor of choice forever since he was a young lad and still to this day is 501 or 4. Is it 501? Wait, 501? Is that what it's called? Hold on, wait.
It's not ringing a huge
405?
bell, but maybe.
405? Whiskey?
213?
Shit.
707?
Uh-oh. I think it's 501. 150. 151? No, it's not. Fuck.
151 is rum.
Okay, no, it's just the VO. Thank you. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm sorry. I'm starting to get drunk, I think. Yes, it's
The fuck is VO?
VO.
Me too.
It's VO. Jesus Christ.
I know.
You know
VO.
what?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry, Grandpa. I'm so sorry. It's VO. I don't know where 501 came from. What is that? But yes, it's VO whiskey. It's not very good. But every time that we take a family shot with the whole ass family, he takes VO and I always take VO. Even though the rest of the family is taking shots of what my mom makes, which is limoncello. She makes her own limoncello. It's really good.
Nice.
It's very good.
Love a limoncello.
Seagram's VO.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah. So let's do a little go around. What are the tasting notes you guys are getting from the beers that you're currently drinking?
Well, just quickly, I did buy this today. Atomic Duck is a beer from that one brewery here, Able Baker. It's a pretty good brewery. I've actually been down there once, and I tried some other beers that are good, but this is the one that you see a lot. This is the one I bought today. This is a really intense IPA, but I'll tell you how it tastes. Miguel, what do you got?
I am drinking Odell Standard IPA.
Who's the maker? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
Odell Brewing Company.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
nice. Oh, Joy, Mochi in the chat said because your family likes 805. That's why I got all weird.
I was thinking 805 when you were talking about that. Well, I'm drinking the Saison. It's really nice. It's like kind of, it's got like a good. It's kind of light, but it's got like a strong finish. It's like bold, but it's got like that kind of nice, like almost kind of Belgian bitterness to it. But starts off a little bit citrusy. Good.
Yeah, I feel like Atomic Duck is a little on the citrusy side. Very hoppy, not very sweet at all, but it also feels almost like
coffee.
Yeah, it's like very hoppy, but it's also very clear, which I find to be kind of interesting for an IPA to be this clear. I think it does lean on the IPA flavor a lot. It's not as intense as like a Stone, but it isn't like juicy like a hazy is. But I think it's a pretty solid IPA, honestly. What's the percentage of this thing? 7%? That's not that bad. Dude, some IPAs are like 10, 11%. Those are like fucking crazy.
They get up there. How do you guys feel about ciders?
I like cider.
That's a
It
Miguel
has to be
question.
dry though.
Yeah. What's your favorite
I like
cider?
dry cider. What's my favorite cider? I think it's Seattle Cider Company.
Yeah, they're cool.
And they make a dry. I like the dry because it's not so sweet.
Totally.
So, and my issue with ciders is they just end up tasting like apple juice.
Yeah.
Apple juice. They get you.
So
Yeah.
I do like their dry cider.
Cool. Punch bowl.
Yeah, there's a local
Oh, this one.
there's a local cider company called Humboldt Cider, and they're pretty exceptional. They're really good stuff. A lot of their seasonal stuff are my favorite ones. But yeah, my friend does all the art for them, which is cool.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
look at that.
Their cider places are like filled with all these weird characters that he does, and they're all kind of like cidery things.
There's another.
Like, go for
Long
it.
Gauge?
No, go
you're
for it.
good. I was gonna say there's another one that I like out of Austin called Austin East Ciders. That's really good too.
Nice.
Nice. Hell yeah.
You can check that out if you're ever down there.
I'm
Or
trying
in
to go.
Arizona. Some parts of Arizona you can get it.
Well, I'm trying to go to the.
Yeah, that site's
Humboldt.
kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, it's not loading. Interesting. wonder if I can find a picture of the beer at least, or the cider itself. Well, look, I like the art.
There you go. There's
the
some
art
of
is
them.
sick. That's really cool.
It is, and yeah, like I said, their actual like place is like covered with all these characters that you see on their things, which is cool. Like, they're I don't know, they got a good aesthetic. And there's a place downtown that's half their cider and half pie, which is cool. So it's pie and cider, called
Oh,
Bittersweet,
that's pretty cool.
and it's yeah, it's great.
Nice.
So yeah, they're a big hit around here.
That's tight.
All right, I'm moving on to a new beer, guys. I'm moving on to the Jippo, which is a local brewery. They're in Shelter Cove, which is on the Lost Coast here. This is called I Know Karate.
Ooh,
We'll
nice.
see. I've never had this before.
Man, if when we come visit you guys, you gotta take us to that pie place.
Yes.
That'll be amazing. So
Oh yeah, we'll definitely go.
so there's a flight growing over here, right? So I have the amber still
Yeah,
in this
me too.
glass. I got
Oh man, that's good.
this is the Pirate, which, by the way, what are the notes of a Belgian beer? Let me see. Number one, I don't know. There's something like there's an umami to it. You know what I mean? It hits you in like kind of the back of your
Yeah.
throat. It's almost like wood, but also sweet, but also kind of like herbaceous, almost like an earthiness to it. I don't really know why or what these Belgian mofos do. It is kind of like a closely guarded secret by Belgian monks, right? Oh, that's beautiful. But yeah, I know if
This is a really nice color. It's pretty wild.
yeah, that's look at all that head. It's nice.
It's got some head, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig Belgian style beers. The only thing about them is that they're typically the highest percentage ones you can get. Yeah, this one's a 10%.
Yeah.
So they'll jack you right up.
Yeah, you don't need too much to get feeling pretty loosey goosey,
For reals.
which can also be a benefit. You know, you don't have to drink 6 beers and stuff. You know. This beer that I just opened, I've never had it before. It's almost like it's like verging on a mead. It's got like a total honey. Like it tastes really like kind of heavy up front, like kind of like an IPA, but then it kind of finishes with this like honey taste, which is really good. It's really cryptic packaging. There's like almost no explanation, so I had no idea what it's gonna be, but it's really good.
Nice. You were just talking about mead, man. That reminds me of this one really cool mead beer thing. I'm trying to click yes. Oh boy. It's called Old Wayfarer. I think that's the name of the brewery or whatever. They make this really good beer here. I've tried them all. The oaked amber mead, I think, or whatever the amber mead is. This is probably it. It's so good. Cause like mead is like sweet wine, you know, so it can be a little nauseating. But this is carbonated and kind of sweet, but it still tastes more like an amber beer does. So I would say this is the best.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you like it, considering how much you don't like ciders.
No, exactly. And that's
Mead. I am not a fan of mead. It is way too sweet.
that's the thing. That's the thing about these beers, or whatever you want to call them, these mead beers. It's actually good. Like, it's not overly sweet. You know, it has a good flavor. Like I said, I've tried all 3 of the flavors. They used to sell them at Lee's Discount Liquor here. I haven't seen them there lately, but I really enjoy them. And I recommend them. If you can get one, just try it out and see. You would probably like it, Miguel, if you tried it. But you're right. Now, look, here's the thing. Ciders aren't bad. You know, it's just that they're kind of on the sweeter side. So, like you, I would probably be down with a dry cider.
You have to get a dry cider, and then it doesn't taste like juice. We were in when I was in London, we got Polly Pocket a dry cider. Or no, we got Polly Pocket a cider, and she goes, "Oh, it's like drinking apple juice."
Exactly.
And she actually drank it. So.
Nice. See, Polly Pocket, you now I know to buy some ciders for you. You can have some. Chat is popping off about pies in Vegas, possibly, and something called Oyster Fest, which Gage mentioned. I just wanted everyone to know that we love oysters in this household. So if oysters are being feasted upon, we want in. End of story.
Yeah, when is Oyster Fest? So we can plan.
It just happened 2 weeks ago, so it would be next year for y'all. But I think that would be kind of a fun thing to plan. Because
Absolutely.
it's great. So what it is, I was about to type it into the chat, but all the restaurants do like this big oyster competition where they all do a different style oyster. So they'll do like a grilled and a raw oyster, and they do it different ways with different actual types of oysters. Humboldt Bay, where we live, is full of oysters, and people like there's a big oyster production here. So there's like all the breweries come out. There's a lot of local breweries, and there's just like beer stands and oyster stands all around what's called the Arcata Plaza, which is like this kind of central hub in town. And they shut down the streets so there's no cars and you can drink in public, which I know you can do in Vegas all the time, but that's a big deal here. And yeah, it's just awesome. You just get to walk around and drink beer and eat oysters and good food. And there's more food besides just oysters. But then they do a big competition and everyone votes on like the oyster of the year, and then there's like an oyster calling contest, like to make like your famous oyster call, which is hilarious. Anyways, it's good shit. Definitely, we should go. You guys should come. It'd be great.
That sounds
I
like
like
a great
that
time.
part of the country. It's fucking beautiful. So
Absolutely.
I definitely want to go back.
Quick aside, I found the fucking mini Slayer trailer thing. It's only 5 seconds long. We'll watch it really quick. Here we go. Check it out.
Oh, nice.
Hold on, wait, look at that. While we drink, I'm gonna drink more of this beer. Look at how tiny they are. They're so fucking tiny, dude. I saw on the Halo subreddit that like someone was saying like this is the best game, best game intro ever, and it was the intro to Mini Slayer, but the Spartans are so small that the camera going like every time you start a Halo match, if you've never played Halo, all right, it does a thing where it like goes to one Spartan and he makes a pose. Goes to the next Spartan, he makes a cool pose. They all just make cool poses, right? And it's totally random. There's no way to affect that in any way. You get what you get. But because the mini Slayers are so tiny, it just pans to an empty room to like 4 points. And then it like zooms in super far to the ground, and then you just see like this tiny little baby fucking Spartan. This is so funny.
This is a random aside, but they should let you get emotes for that opening section. That would be cool.
I mean, yeah, that's just more dev time they don't have, I guess. Just like
yeah,
that would be interesting to so yeah.
I'm saying they're leaving money on the table. People would buy that shit.
You could even sell that shit. Yep.
Yeah, well, they're selling colors, which used to be like a color wheel you could do yourself. That's kind of the only bad thing about Halo. But I'm not going to get into that. We're talking about beer. What other beers have we not talked about? I was going to bring up ciders, so I'm glad you guys brought that up. Lagers. You guys were talking about lagers earlier. One year we got an advent calendar that was all German lagers. Like, all foreign German lagers. And so I tried so many freaking lagers, well, pilsners too, in 1 year. And like, yeah, they kind of all tasted similar, but they were really good. And I realized that like, hey, pilsners might be delicious, but to me, a lager is like the best basic beer flavor, I think. I just wanted to say that.
It's kind of like the baseline, right? For like just standard good drinkable beer, you know what I mean? And you kind of go like up and down from there, you know what I mean?
It's a good starting point. Like, I think it's like it's a good medium when I don't want anything like too crazy.
Exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
And typically, like the most accessible lager you can get in America, Mexican. Just buy a Tecate, buy a Dos Equis, Corona, you name it, and just keep giving.
Pacifico.
I like
those.
Pacifico is my number one actually, because I feel like it's the most complex flavor. Which I'm always looking for complex beer flavors myself.
Yeah, I really like Pacifico. I think it's really drinkable. Like you can have a bunch of them and not feel too like you know, icky or too, you know, and like they're good to squeeze a lime into, but they're still really refreshing.
Good micheladas.
Yes.
Definitely good micheladas. Although you know what, there's a Mexican place down the street from my house that actually our guest last week, PJ Woodward, was touting. And they make a really good michelada, and they make it with a Negro Modelo, and I actually really like it.
Ooh, I would try that.
I wouldn't.
That's awesome.
You wouldn't necessarily think that off the bat, but it works really well.
Yes, and it will depend on the michelada itself, like what they're putting into it, because at the end of the day, like when I went to Mexico City, the micheladas are much different than what I'm used to. So let's put it
Totally.
So,
Interesting.
A completely different experience. I wasn't a really big fan of their michelada, but overall, like, if you give me a good michelada, I'm happy.
Yeah, me too,
Same.
man. I'm. My friends all make fun of me because I'm constantly drinking micheladas.
You tell them to
like
shut
make
up.
fun of me, but like,
Tell them to shut up.
you know, but I'm just. It's just like my signature. I'll show up to a party and it'll be like midnight, and I'm just drinking like one of those Modelo micheladas, and they're like, really, dude? I'm like, yeah, dude, it's fucking good all the time. I don't care.
Those are pretty solid, I will say, for can.
Yeah,
They
for
are.
Canada, you know,
Pretty good.
obviously making your own is the way to go, but you know.
I don't know, man, because like I got okay when we went to man, there's a lot going on. I met up with the homie Mr. Hawks, who's another kind of best friend that I haven't met in person. You know, a lot of homies online I've never met in person. He was here watching the Las Vegas Lights, which is at the soccer game, because he's from Salt Lake, and Real Salt Lake is their soccer team, and they have like a rabid fan base, which he's a part of. So that was really interesting. They're doing like all of the chants and singing and stuff like you'd see in like the UK. It was really fun experience. No, they were like, I love Salt Lake, I do, something like that. Like I don't know, just the whole thing. What's that that we watched? I watched a soccer hooligan movie with Munchie Squeeze that was really dope. That has
Green Streets.
Yes, Green Street Hooligans. Yes, the movie's dope, by the way. Watch that shit if you've never seen
Elijah
it.
Wood.
Elijah Wood gets beat up, and Charlie Hunman, who's great. The Pacific Rim main guy. But when we were there, they had a michelada in a can there that was fucking amazing. It had chamoy and stuff. I think it was an Estrella one. Ooh. So good. I like Miguel's left cans here of micheladas that I just drank because it was in my fridge. Really good. Didn't expect it to be great. The only ones that aren't good sometimes, I think, is the Modelo Chilada ones. I think it's just called Chilada, where they only put like one component. But I'm like, look, it's not a michelada unless you have the clamato in it. You gotta at least have the clamato. But the chamoy one.
That's what I was gonna say. Like Mexico City, no clamato, dude.
Yeah,
interesting.
No,
that is like a northern Mexican thing. You get a michelada in Mexico City, it's not the same fucking thing.
So.
And that I was educated when I was down there.
That's really interesting and enlightening. Thank you. But I like.
It's very much. So.
I don't know.
Beware.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. So maybe that's what it. Maybe it's a reflection of Mexico City, and not the the hearty stuff that we're usually drinking. But yeah, no, good times, man. I'm just really surprised that they're so good, honestly. But yeah.
No, the canned ones. No, absolutely. I didn't think they'd be good, but like in a pinch where I don't have all the ingredients to make my own, hell yeah, I'll buy one. Like they're delicious. They do a really good job making them. Like yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Even like making a michelada without a mango cart.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's fucking delicious. I love a mango cart michelada.
Yeah, that was a Golden Knights game thing that you were telling me about, right? That you first tried that when we were at the stadium.
Yeah, they asked me what I wanted. I said mango cart, and they said it was good.
There you go.
What was I gonna say?
Whew, I'm getting drunk. Fuck.
I don't remember. I'm kind of drunk.
Me too. Shout outs to Corey. What's up? I see you in the chat, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. But yeah, no, good times. Beer's so great. It's such a good time. Liquor's fun. Typically, my whole thing is I drink a bunch of beer, take a couple shots, and then I'm good to go. But like, I'm just not a cocktail guy. You know, as much as I like a cocktail. You know, little bits here and there. I love a Bloody Mary, of course. That's great on a Sunday morning. But for me, like, if I'm drinking, it's got to be beer. Like, that's just me, dude.
No, like I'll say this: I love Bloody Mary so much. You could probably give me like a pitcher, and I'd probably finish it by myself.
Ooh,
like
dude.
I could drink Bloody Marys at all points. That's a challenge if you want to make it a challenge. See how fucked up Miguel gets drinking a pitcher of micheladas or Bloody Marys, because I'll definitely do it.
You give me a pitcher of michelada, I'll drink the shit out of that for sure.
But at the end of the day, like, I feel like beer's good. I think cocktails have their place.
Yeah, of course.
I honestly like simpler cocktails. Really, when it's like a gin and tonic, I'll drink the shit out of a gin and tonic. It's just 2 ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
You just need tonic water and gin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy with that. I don't need it to be super elaborate or crazy. I don't need it to be smoked.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah. Well, what about an old fashioned? That's pretty good
I'll
too.
drink an old fashioned.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily need anything with simple syrup or anything.
Right.
That's milk,
yeah,
right?
Old fashioned, I just usually do like the tiniest bit of sweet in there. Like either like you can do the sugar cube technique where you put a tiny bit of seltzer water in sugar cube and it breaks it down. Or you can just do like the tiniest bit of simple syrup, like bar spoon or less.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Corey said he tried a Bloody Mary one time. Not a fan. Can't do the savory. Maybe it was just too spicy. I will say that the spiciness can ruin it. Absolutely. Especially if you're not into spicy. I'm saying it can if you're not a spicy person, but it makes more sense to have. No.
Give me all the spice.
No. It needs horseradish at the very least, which is a different type of spicy.
Definitely.
So you should at least have a little horseradish in there. You know, so that's what I was saying.
If you're not drinking your Bloody Mary spicy, you're drinking it wrong.
I mean,
that is Miguel saying that because it's the only way to drink them.
And that is law. So
I agree.
That is law. It was at B Dubs. That's fair enough. I mean, they have good wings, but you know, maybe try a Bloody Mary somewhere else.
At a bar.
At an actual bar.
Go to your closest, you know, local bar and then get one and then say, "Can you make it really good, please?" You know,
because I like just a classic bar Bloody Mary. You know, just like the basic go-to ingredients. But then I do also like the fancy brunch place that's going all out trying to make the cool like hipster Bloody Mary. You know, I can go either way.
Yeah.
I don't need a whole buffet on top of my Bloody Mary though.
Excessive.
Yeah, don't put like an entire like fucking soft pretzel staked on top of it.
I just like different pickled vegetables. Just a couple different pickled vegetables,
fine.
and I'm good. Like
I agree.
Well, like I'm happy with just olives and like some celery.
Totally, 100%.
But if you give me pickled vegetables, like I'm down. I don't need like a fried soft shell crab with like sliders.
There you go.
Like,
a turducken,
a full ass burger,
a turducken, and like a whole chicken. I don't need all of that.
I'm fine with putting one piece of cold bacon in there too. That's fine. I could live with that.
That's cool. I'll eat that for breakfast for sure.
But you know, just as like a final thing though. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Do you have another thought there, Mr.
No, I was just gonna say hi from Maya. She was
Hi, Maya.
Being a fussy and fighty, so I brought her along.
We're not feeding her beer. We're not feeding Maya. When you're older, you'll remember this moment because we'll show it to you.
I'll ask you about it. I'll be like, remember that time you were on the beer episode? It was awesome.
Aw. And then you were drinking beer with us when you were 21. Remember that?
Remember that?
Time's gonna fly by, dude. So yeah, I just want to bring us to the last section of this episode where we talk about beer cocktails, which we've been doing already. So I was just curious from this article what other beer cocktails we have. So of course we have classic chelada, which is the Mexico City thing. Probably not down with that because I need a little bit of savory in there, right? That's just me.
It might be good though. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be all right.
I mean, it wasn't bad.
I mean, I wouldn't
what I was
hate it.
used to.
Right. Oh, Brass Monkey, absolutely. We were just talking about that earlier, Corey. I like it. Mochi Squeeze hates that shit. Beer margarita. Never heard of this. What do you guys think?
Beerita. Yeah. It's kind of weird, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beerita,
I've had those
beerita.
where they. Is it like those little Coronitas where they make the margarita and then they put the beer on top? Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelada, we've
Go to a
talked
Mexican
about.
restaurant, we'll get you.
Okay, I'm down. Let's go to something we haven't seen, a black velvet. Interesting.
Black velvet.
Here's a
I'm
beer
big fan.
cocktail that features the uncanny pairing of beer and wine in one drink. Ooh, yikes. That sounds interesting. I would try it. Probably would die, though. It would
You don't want to get
Never
drunk
had.
on them. You're gonna hurt yourself the next morning, but they're really tasty. Actually, you can do it. You can do it well.
Nice. Let's see what else we got. Classic shandy. Of course, we all know what shandies are. I didn't know that was technically a beer cocktail, though, because they sell them in bottles. You know, it's like lemonade and beer, basically.
Yeah, I like a black and tan mochi squeeze. Kind of similar vibes.
Oh, no, it's beer and ginger ale. Wow.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
I've also seen it with lemonade.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
probably the summer shandy. So
It is
it's
a summer shandy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the beer version of a spritz, watered down wine made for cooling off on a hot day. So it's like white wine and beer. That's interesting.
Yep.
Grapefruit shandy. Okay, so yeah, there's not a lot of beer cocktails, I guess.
Can you look up one for me?
Sure.
Can you look up one for me?
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite cocktails. It's a beer cocktail. It's called the Brunch Box.
Brunch box.
It's featured in a book called The Amaro Book. I believe it's Amaro Montenegro, grapefruit juice, maybe Peychaud's bitters and beer, and like a nice. It's really good. It's one of my favorites. Does it say the recipe there?
Yeah, it says from Brad Thomas's Parsons book, Amaro, 10-speed press. This riff on the lunchbox
One of my favorite
cocktail
books.
was a collaboration with a Chicago bartender. Oh, interesting. Back to Chicago. The hint of orange peel flavor in the digestif makes it perfect for breakfast, and it complements the fresh grapefruit juice. I love grapefruits, by the way, so I would definitely try this. Let's see what we got. 1 fluid ounce Montenegro. 1 fluid ounce freshly squeezed grapefruit juice, and 5 ounces of some sort of lager. Cool.
There you go. Easy. And then I like to throw a twist in it too, like either a slice of grapefruit or a twist of orange.
Mhm.
And God, it's so good. The Amaro book is a great book if you're ever looking to get into Amaros.
Where were we? Where were we at, Miguel? Were we getting black and tans at that Scottish festival thing?
At the Highland.
The Highland Games,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was getting black and Highland Games.
Could you call that a cocktail?
It depends. No, I wouldn't call it a
If it's
cocktail.
just-
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
technically
Technically, a cocktail is supposed to have, I think it's 5 ingredients.
Oh, okay.
That can include water, which is ice, but yeah. Otherwise, it's a mixed drink, which is just 3 ingredients or 2 ingredients actually.
Whoa, we're getting really nerdy right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting nerdy on bar stuff.
Good times, guys.
Geez.
Feeling pretty drunk at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a little tipsy.
Still have a lot of beer to drink. But just any closing thoughts here?
Oyster Fest. That's gonna happen.
Let's do it. I think that's
Yes!
a really good.
I don't know if Jacob's going. I don't know if Mochi Squeeze is going.
We're going.
I'll probably be there. Polly Pocket's gonna be there.
I think that would be a
Let's
really
go.
cool, first time for y'all to come. Well, I know you've been here before, Miguel, but to all come out and hang together here would be really fun. That's because it's like we'll have a bunch of friends around. It's usually a really social weekend in general, so it'd be fun.
Let's make
Oh,
that
you
a
have
thing,
something to say,
Mochi.
Maya?
Let's see if she says something.
She did.
No,
She was
not
saying
yet.
something a second ago.
Maybe in about a year.
Well,
You know, she'll love to come up to the mic.
she's been babbling a lot lately. She's been really making lots of oohs and ahs. But
Aw, well, we love Baby Maya here. Good times, man. But she could wait. She could wait to have some beer.
Oh, absolutely.
that's true.
Several years,
All right, I'm gonna open. I'm gonna open another beer. Y'all ready?
Okay, yeah. No, I'll
Well-
pull out another one. I got one more glass to
This
fill.
is called. I'm excited about this. I like the packaging a lot. It's called Taco Truck Lager.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's made by Dust Bowl Brewing Company. Let's see, where are they?
Where you at? Where you at, dog?
Does it say where they're from?
You guys remember Boost Mobile? Where you at?
Yeah.
Where you at? You know, there's a whole Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Turlock, California. I have no idea where that is. Will you look up where Turlock, California
Yeah,
is?
absolutely,
Turlock.
my friend. Yeah, Turlock. I'm just gonna sound it up.
Turlock.
Sure. Turlock is a city in Stanislaus County, California. Wherever that is.
What fuck county is that?
Fuck if I know. You know that state's really big,
It's
right?
south of Modesto.
South of Modesto. Okay, so Central
South
Valley
of
kind of
Modesto.
area over there.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
yep, right here. See? Oh shit. It's east of San Ho. Actually not
Yeah.
far from
Wow,
me.
I always forget that Modesto's that close to the Bay Area. I always forget.
Wow. Dang, man. California's
I've
so
driven
big.
through the area.
It's
I've driven
crazy.
through Stockton, and there's not a whole lot there.
Mochi Squeeze
What would really be cool, and
No, go ahead.
sorry, go.
I was just
What
gonna
would really be cool is you guys just fly into the.
do it. Just go.
I know, I'm doing it. You guys fly into the Bay Area. We'll hang out in the Bay for a day or two, or like a weekend, and then you come up and go to Oyster Fest. That'd be the
Yeah, that'd be fun too.
I fucking love San Francisco. It's one of my favorite cities.
San Francisco's a good time, dude.
It's so cool. We'll see
Yeah.
some boudin. Mochi Squeeze
We usually fly into Oakland.
Mochi Squeeze in
Yeah,
the chat
totally.
says, my
Yeah,
coworker, she used to rub a little bit of whiskey on her baby's gums to help them sleep. And that's
That makes sense.
Yeah.
When they're teething, it probably helps.
that goes
Yeah,
back
when they're teething.
centuries.
Absolutely.
That goes back centuries. I've now opened this hazy IPA called Ride On by Golden Road Brewery, which also makes Mango Cart, which Miguel was drinking earlier. This is a pretty good
They stopped.
IPA. 10 hop.
I think what happened is they used to make an IPA called Wolf Pup IPA, which I used to get at the T-Mobile Arena during the Knights games. They no longer make that, and they have a bunch of different IPAs. So
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's what ended up happening.
nice.
so-
Ooh, look at these
Golden
bubbles.
Road, I will say, Golden Road is really. I enjoy Golden Road a bit. I went to their tap room in downtown Los Angeles. That was really fun.
It's beautiful bubbles.
So that's a good IPA.
This is pretty good.
Nice.
You drank this with me the other
Yeah.
night. Yeah. I think it's great. I'll take a sip. Let's both have a sip. Let's talk about what it tastes like really quick.
Sure.
I taste juice.
Nice. This is delicious. Like I've never had this before, but it's like, it's got the total kind of classic Mexican lager vibe, but it finishes a little bit sweet, which is kind of nice. And I don't know. It's just it doesn't have a lot of bite to it, but it's like really smooth, which is kind of rare for a Mexican lager.
Nice. Yeah, because Mexican lagers usually have kind of like a more bitter bite at the very end there. They're smoother
exactly.
than like a hoppy beer might be, but yeah. Let's see. Corey Strobe, the homie in chat, says, I was there in 2019 for E3 and some networking around it. Didn't see the city much. I did go to Rodeo in Santa Monica Pier. That's cool, man. E3's dead
Rodeo.
forever.
Rodeo.
Excuse me. E3's dead, so feel privileged you got to be there one last time.
I know, man. I'm really bummed that I didn't ever go to like E3 proper, but maybe we'll get down to SGF at some point.
Who knows, man?
I will say, LA. Depending on what you're doing in LA, it can be a really good time. There's a lot of cool stuff in LA, so.
Yeah, for me, it's just like it's more like a you go there to do a thing, like
Yes.
like my friends who live in LA. I've like spent time with them like for a couple, like been down there for a few weeks, and I don't know, it's just like so much. This is so classic, but it's so much driving, so much traffic. It feels really disconnected from one another. There's not really like a sense of community.
And that's that's Southern California in general.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
At this point, yeah,
No hate.
100%.
No hate to any California listeners or watchers, though. We love you. We're just sorry about your traffic
Yeah,
situation.
not here, outside of the Neon Pocket dimension. We're being judged.
Yeah, no, good times. And last memory about LA, Moji Squeeze took me to this restaurant called the Stinking Rose, where they made everything with garlic in it, including the ice cream. Fucking
Cool.
Amazing. I love garlic. I am garlic. It was one of the best experiences of my life.
I am garlic.
I'm
That
garlic.
sounds good, dude.
Yeah, fucking cool shit. God.
Yeah. And I will say Griffith Park is fun.
Nice.
A lot of stuff to do there.
Well, fellas, now's the time where we endorse something. I feel like this whole episode has been endorsements to the beers we've been drinking.
Well, all those are good, but I have actually a good endorsement this week.
All right, what you got, man?
Okay. Let's hear it.
Man, we talked about it briefly earlier when I was talking about stuff on. Sorry, burps. I feel like. I mean, this is canceled now, but I feel like Rick from Rick in the Morning.
I mean, you know, the writers didn't do anything wrong.
You're right. It's just hard when literally the voice of most of the characters in the show is like.
Why'd you have to do this,
like,
Justin? Why? Sorry.
It's like it sucked when I was in the middle of
High on Life.
High on Life, and I was just loving that game, and then I just literally my gun is like the.
I literally couldn't continue playing it because I felt disturbed. It's just sad, dude. But I'll eventually go back.
Just be good people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It doesn't seem like it's that hard.
Don't imprison underage girls in your house, please. I implore you.
Yeah. Don't commit domestic acts of domestic violence. Seems pretty easy.
This is very simple things that everyone should abide by. Fucking Justin Roiland, man. I am sorry to interrupt.
Well, anyways, that's fine. Let's not endorse Justin Roiland, but we will endorse. I found this album today because I think it dropped today. If it didn't drop today, it dropped like in the last 2 or 3 days. But I talked about it earlier. It's the album is called 3D Country by Geese. Never heard of this band before. They have one other album that came out in 2021. I have to go back and give it a listen because this album blew me away. It's honestly, it's really hard to find originality these days, and this is one of the most original albums I've heard in a long time. I literally listened to it 3 times all the way through today. It's definitely a concept album. From start to finish, it's very much it feels cohesive. You know what I mean? It's kind of spastic. It's noise rocky. It kind of reminds me of like some Modern Lovers stuff. It's kind of funny, but it's also really real. There's a song that like makes me want to cry. There's total like clusterfuck, heavy, sounding, screamy shit in it too. It's like it goes all over the place. But it's really good, and the production on it is amazing. It's got some really hard stuff, some really like jammy stuff, some kind of almost sad cowboy music mixed in there. It literally goes all over the place, but it's really good. I strongly recommend it. Utterly original.
Cool.
They're from Brooklyn? That's cool.
They are from Brooklyn, yeah. Interesting, yeah. And this
there's a whole go for it.
The album was co-produced by James Ford, who's produced for Arctic Monkeys, Depeche Mode, and Shame, which I don't know what Shame is, but that's cool. Nice.
I can hear some of that in there. There's definitely the lead singer is weird. He kind of comes off sounding initially like the guy from the Modern Lovers, but he's also got this screamy voice that sounds like Cage the Elephant a little bit.
Ooh.
And then he's got this kind of like almost falsetto-y thing that's like almost funky and kind of like sultry, and I don't know. It's hard to explain, and at first it's a little abrasive. But by the time I listened to the album all the way through, I was just like hooked, man. I'm stoked. Anyways, I'm very enthusiastic about it.
Dude, have you heard the Thomas Wesley albums from Diplo?
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, the latest one is incredible as well. Has a kind of country
Diplo's
twang to it.
He's so prolific.
He's amazing,
man.
yeah.
He just does everything he
Just one
does
of the
is so different from everything else he does, and it's I love that about him.
Diplo is one of the best producers of our era, like 100%, hands down. Can't endorse him enough. I fucking love Diplo and everything he does. But check out the Thomas Wesley albums. This is my actual endorsement. That was just a little bonus for the people who are actually watching. Jolie men's no-show socks, non-slip grips, casual low-cut boat sock 6-pack. Thank you. These are some fucking amazing no-show socks. Mocha Squeeze bought them and for herself, and I had to cop them for the night that we went out, and I put them on, whatever. I've tried a lot of no-show socks out there. These actually work. They're great. They stick to your feet. Fucking great, man. So if you need some no-shows, these are the ones. Shout outs to the cousin Do for the recommendation to Mocha Squeeze. For real though, these socks are bomb. This one Mocha Squeeze says in the chat. Absolutely, man. So you're looking for no-shows, put them on. They might look a little weird. Guess what? They actually work. Fuck all other brands. These are the business. Miguel, you're last.
Oh man, I don't know if I have anything, to be honest with you this week.
Just think of a
One the
concept.
beers you were drinking.
I'm going to endorse La Croix.
Fuck
cool.
yeah.
Hydrated.
I
And
love
drinking
that
water
shit.
in general.
Yeah. Drinking water. Well, yeah, we'll put LaCroix and water itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm endorsing.
Dude, have
Oh,
you
look at their
tried these
website.
ones here? The limoncello one and the cherry blossom and
Limoncello is
stuff.
fire.
Those are really good flavors.
I had limoncello. The beach plum is actually not bad. I had that the other day, and I really like the guava.
Nice.
I'm wondering if there's like some secret ingredient that's gonna kill us one day. Because I love them. I drink them all day long, and I'm like, how are these so good and yet so, like, you know?
And it's supposed to be nothing. Like I guarantee cancer from drinking them. It's fine.
That's what I mean. There's got to be something. It's like essence. What the fuck is essence? You know what I'm saying? But it's so good.
They just soak it in there, and then they
I think
pour
it's
it
just
out.
essential
and-
oils.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. But
Possibly.
Wait, what flavor is that, Jacob? The one on the left?
Curate, mure, pepino, blackberry cucumber.
it's cucumber blackberry. Yeah.
Interesting. I would try that. I do like
I have to
blackberries.
fucking try that.
Me too. I would try
What is the
that.
cola one?
Oh
There's
yeah,
a
Miguel
cola?
loves,
That's crazy.
dude. Miguel fucking loves cucumbers, man, and everything they stand for.
Yeah, that's true. I like them pickled. I like them fresh. I like them in drinks.
Just as a bonus, and it will be a future endorsement. Spindrift. If you haven't tried Spindrift, it's good.
I keep seeing those, dude. They have them at Costco. I haven't bought them yet, and I figured those were the ones you were talking about.
Try it out. Yeah.
It's like 5 calories and a little bit of sugar in them, if I'm
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah, I think they're a little more honest. They're like, here, there's a little bit of stuff in here, but it's
Right.
just like, it's real juice and sparkling water. I'm
Yeah,
good with
where
that.
LaCroix is like a 0-calorie drink. Spindrift is a 5-calorie drink. So it does really, like, literally it has a little bit of juice in there. You pour it out, there's color, It's really good, actually. So is LaCroix, but just saying, try that out too.
There's
Guys,
also one called Waterloo. They're also pretty good.
Yes.
haven't
those are
heard of
good.
that, so I'm going to have to look into
And
that.
there's Polar. The Polar ones
Yeah.
aren't bad. The cherry lime ones are pretty good.
And then there's Hint, which Hint is
Yeah.
that, but with caffeine. So I need to try that out.
Whoa.
I think it's the drink I've been looking for my whole life.
I think I tried those and I think they were gross, but maybe you'll like them.
Guys, I'm drunk, and I think it's time to end this
Tipsy, for
episode.
sure. Yeah, I think so too. It's been a good time. I'm stoked we talked about beer. That's fun.
This was
Yeah.
such a fun episode, Miguel. Thank you for suggesting it. We just really nerded out on beer for a long time. Chat's been popping off. Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Great job.
It just goes to show you
Love
can
it.
nerd out on just about anything.
That's the point of the show, man.
ripping
One of
and the
these days we're
tearing.
gonna have the
ripping and
politics
the
episode.
If
We're
we
gonna have the religion. We're gonna have the religion episode. Just
Oh,
okay, those will
no, I don't
be
know if we want to go into those topics.
those will
but
be on the
kidding.
those will be on the Patreon only whenever we make
Yeah.
that happen in the future.
definitely be willing to have those conversations.
Nerding
Oh
out
yeah,
on racism.
no, for sure. Could be a whole other podcast where we like get real. It'll just be called Getting Real with the Squad. That'll be the name of the show. Yeah, I always like to ask one question leading out, so I'll ask this question here. Do you get hot when you sleep, or do you get cold when you sleep? You know what I'm saying?
I'm a big fan. This is how I'll answer the question. I'm a big fan of cold room warm covers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I want a nice like down comforter where it's like underneath that comforter it's hot as all get out. Like if you're all the way under, you're like, oh, I'm really warm and cozy. But then you stick your leg out and it's like a nice cold room, so you can kind of get that juxtaposed.
And I honestly,
Nice.
I think that's what you're supposed to be doing anyway. You're supposed to keep your room as cold as possible. I mean, it's supposed to help you sleep.
Yeah.
I don't get hot or cold. It just depends on if the AC's on or if the window's open or what the situation is. Don't get me wrong. I will get hot, obviously. I have to sleep with a sheet on me at least. For whatever reason, I need to be covered.
I'm with you, man.
Oh, me too. Me too, 100%.
It could just be a sheer sheet, though. It doesn't need to be a comforter. I just
it
need
doesn't
something
exactly.
and a little bit of airflow, and I'm good to go.
I will say though, there's something really nice about. I went through Central America, and all I brought with me was a hammock. There was no blanket involved, and it was super warm during that season. And so we were camping in the jungle most of the time. It had a mosquito net, so that was essential. But I just slept with whatever clothes on in my hammock for that whole time for like 4 months, and that was some good sleeping.
Wow.
Although the hammock does fuck your back up eventually, so whatever.
Mosquitoes would have ate me alive, dude.
Moshi, don't let those ghosts get you in the middle of the night.
Especially lock the door so they can't get in.
You know what I found is, like if you leave your toes over the bed, the monster under the bed just comes up and kind of nibbles on your toes, and it's really pretty. Like you don't really feel it, and he's happy, so it's all everyone wins.
He just wants your skin flakes.
Exactly.
Just remember, you want to know what's going on with the Neon Pocket Dimension squad you're watching right now? Check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/NPD squad to get all the up-to-date shit we're doing. You want to watch this show later? Well, guess what? We're on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/@OddValleyStudios. You'll find this show. You'll find other shows, all sorts of fun playlists on there. Check us out. Please subscribe. We love you. We love that. And if you want to watch the show live, maybe you're watching this later on YouTube, twitch.tv/Neon Pocket Dimension. Tuesdays or Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I'm a little bit drunk. Remember that Twitter link, NPD Squad. That's where you get the most up-to-date next episode posting. We typically try to record on Tuesday nights. Go ahead, sorry.
Also, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime Gaming. That means every month you're allowed to subscribe to a channel. Costs you absolutely nothing, but it gives us $5. So if you want to do that, you have to do it every month. It's annoying. You have to go and resubscribe on Twitch. But you'll see it down below. If you're watching right now, there's a little subscribe button. You can say use your Amazon Prime Gaming sub, and then it gives us some money. Well, we're not going to ask for your money otherwise because we're just doing this for fun. But that would be a cool thing. So do that.
We got some cool emotes thanks to Gage, so yeah, that's another incentive.
We'll make some more coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that's it. That's the episode. Beer. Good job, guys. That was a great time. Yeah. I now have 4 beers to finish. Let me just bring those out. Let's see. We got these 2. Let's see how many more we got. We got this one from the beginning. We got this one. This hazy. All these
I didn't
beers.
even open this one. This one's called A Day Off, which is sounds nice.
I got this.
Fall River.
After your day off.
I got this one from Tenaya Creek craft Pilsner. I got Sierra Nevada Pale Ale everyone's had.
I didn't even talk about this one. This one's called Mother Pucker. It's a sour. I drank that earlier today.
That's fun.
Oh.
Pretty good.
Wow. Yeah. Good times, man. We have good times here.
Absolutely.
We want to see you back. Miguel, just say goodbye. We'll get out of here.
Goodbye, Miguel.
We'll see you next time.